Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make an IPA, but I'm going to go through some of the tips and tricks I've learned to kind of speed up the process. Very first thing, get your water filled up, turn the pump on, turn the heater on. I've got it set to 38 degrees C, which I'll talk about a little bit later. That's for the cleanup process where I put powdered brewery wash in and it needs to a higher temperature. So that's the last setting I had in manual mode. I started on that, start the pump, start the heater. It takes a while to heat up. This allows me to get my brewing salts measured and anything else I need for the brew day all kind of set up. But this part, if you wait till do this till you're all ready, you're just gonna sit and wait for 30 minutes or so. Anyway, all right, malt pipe's filled in. Yes. See how level we are. Alright, I'll prop up the front a little bit, but we're looking pretty good. Alright, I'll bring it back when we start adding hops, and I'll talk a little bit more about some of the tricks later in the process. The big one's coming up when we pull the malt pipe out. Okay, so the mash is almost done and my efficiency has been ridiculous, so I might have to recalculate how much dextrose I'm going to put into this IPA at the end. But anyway, this is Weber style like grill thing. Yeah, so the mash is done. Come on. Alright, remove malt pipe. So, what I'm going to attempt to do is remove the malt pipe, put that plate on top, put the malt pipe on top of that, so this will allow me to get more volume here, because when you put it up on the rod that goes across here, if you're gonna sparge, you can only sparge like half a gallon or something, at least what I found. So anyway, unfortunately I can't do this on camera because I need all my hands, so I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Ha! So that worked great. Alright, next tip. We're going to stir the mash, because you need to do that, otherwise the water will just go down the hole that the pipe was made out of, or that the pipe was in. Next tip, second you pull this thing out, say, yeah, the pulp, start boiling, yeah. Sorry, not watching the phone. You want this to start heating up right away. This is like 23.5 degrees. And even when it gets up here, it's really just like, it's trying to boil. So you want to get this heat up started as fast as you can. This will probably take the longest amount of time. I kid you not. It takes less time to heat up to mash than it does to heat up to boil. Because like in the beginning, like I said, start the mash heat up right away. You can go get all your stuff ready, you know, smack the yeast pack, all that stuff. You gotta start the mash right away. This is the next critical. It doesn't buy you much, right? We're gonna sparge for 5 minutes, 10 minutes here, but still, it makes all the difference. Alright, so this thing's working great. I was able to pull it off, pull the screen off, stir around with the spoon, put the mesh and the top filter on the side here. I can see how full the boil kettle's getting. When it's all done, I can just take it off and set it down on a plate or something that it can drip into. Yeah, this thing is clutch. I actually think I might like it more than the rods. So anyway, yeah, working great. Okay, efficiency and time tip number, I don't know, 5. Put the lid on while it's heating up to boil. I know people are going to be saying like, oh, DMS. It's all going to boil off. We really want to heat up faster. Caveat, huge caveat. Set a timer so you don't forget you got the lid on. Especially, check this out with my sparge. Yeah, not much headroom there. Do not want it to boil over. Yeah, I did that once, was not very good. Yeah, so set a timer for 5-10 minutes. You're just looking for this first ramp up. Okay, almost done with the boil. What I didn't tell you before is I'm going to try and do a whirlpool, as my neighbor is mowing his back lawn. Anyway, I'm going to try and do a whirlpool. I'm going to cool it down to about 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Stop it, put in manual mode, set it to 170 degrees Fahrenheit, and then do a whirlpool for 20 minutes with a bunch more hops. Alright, last tip. I think I've probably mentioned this one before. Take off the jacket when you start to do your cool down. It just cools down a little bit faster. So yeah, again, you want to use the manual mode to get it up to about 135 Fahrenheit. That's where powdered brewery wash works. And you just let it soak for, you know, the 20-30 minutes with the heat on. And that should get most of the crud off the element. Scrub it a little bit with your hands afterwards, I guess. But yeah, that should be it. Something got jammed in the valve again, so I do need to build kind of what I talked about in a previous episode, something that blocks that. That's not the Braumeister solution, which is some weird clip-on thing that, yeah, it's just not very clean. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and see you next time.